Hey guys, it's Fire Ginger Wolf back here with a Guild Wars video. For this video, we're playing with a Ranger point build. So the idea is basically going to be very similar to the Thief point build, which is going to be basically preventing enemies from capturing our points. This also can be used offensively as well, like if you're fighting on point. But the main idea is, so if somebody tries to capture your point, you can try and kill them with just the conditions applied to them, or if need be, you can go back to the point and finish them. So we'll run through everything here quickly, and then we'll jump in and do our two games. So I'm going to switch over here to this screen. I got to move this back. I just finished the future builds for the channel, so that's why it was over on that side. So I actually need to hide this, and then I think everything else should be good. Fix sound here quickly. Alright, so actually I should pick a pet here quick that is part of the base game. I'm trying to think of what's all base game. I can never remember. We'll do this guy. Alright, so we'll start with traits here. So we've got Wilderness Survival. We have Natural Vigor. You recover endurance more quickly. Taste for Danger. Gain increased vitality. You and your pet gain expertise based on vitality, so extra condition duration. Companion's Defense. You and your pet gain protection when you dodge roll. Ember Dexterity. Gain condition damage. Gain additional condition damage while wielding a torch or dagger. Torch and dagger skills recharge faster. Rugged Growth. You and pet recover health while affected by protection. And then Poison Mastery. Upon using a beast ability, your pet's next attack will inflict poison. Your poison damage is increased. Marksmanship. Opening Strike. You and your pet inflict vulnerability with your first strike when entering combat. Hunter's Gaze. Gain might when you strike a foe based on their health percentage. Alpha Focus. Your opening strike inflicts cripple on your foes. Farsighted. Ranger weapon skills deal increased strike damage. Damage is further increased for foes above the range threshold. Precise Strike. Opening Strike has increased chance to critically strike. And Lead the Wind. Your longbow and harpoon skills pierce and recharge faster. Striking foes beyond the range threshold grants boons, quickness, and swiftness. Good ones. And then for skirmishing, we have Tailwind. Gain swiftness when swapping weapons in combat. Trapper's Expertise. Increase the duration of boons and conditions applied by traps. Traps gain reduced recharges, and offensive ones cause cripple. We'll go through those here in a minute. Furious Grip. Gain fury when swapping weapons in combat. Hidden Barbs. Bleeding you inflict is more dangerous. Hunter's Tactics. You deal more damage and have increased chance to critically strike when attacking from behind or the side. And Quick Draw. When swapping weapons, the next ranger weapon skill you will use recharge faster. Yeah, I'm gonna go, actually, yeah, I'll stick with this. So those are our traits. For skills, we have True Ugin. You and your pet regenerate health over time. And then we got the next three traps. So we have Flame Trap. Set a trap that burns foes. So burn and cripple with the trait Trapper's Expertise. Viper's Nest. Set a trap that pulses poison on foes when triggered. And then we have Spike Traps. Set a trap that bleeds and launches foes. And then we have Entangle. For entangle foes around you with vines, entangle foes bleed and are mobilized until the vines are destroyed. So, like I said, this is more for the health, and this is more for if they're trying to escape on point. We can just keep them there to finish them off. For pets, we have Black Moa and Wolf. So Black Moa, basically, his ability is it creates a cone of sound dazing. And wrong one here. And then the Wolf terrifies, sending them in fear. So again, another way to get them away, but we can still do damage to them. And then for weapons, we've got the Sword. So we have a way to slash, stab, which cripples, and strike, which gives your pet gains might. We have Monarch Sleep. Leap to your target and cripple them. Can be followed up with Serpent Strike, which do an evasive roll round, striking and poison. Hornet Sting. Stab your foe, then evade backward. Recharge Monarch Leap if this attack hits, which is the skill. Hunter's Call. Call Hawks from your foe. and Call the Wind, dazing weaken nearby foes, grant fury, might, swiftness to yourself and nearby allies, which will be good for running around to the points or in combat dazing a foe. And then we've got the longbow, so you have long range shot. Farther away, the more damage. Rapid fire multiple arrows to include vulnerability. Hunter shot, make us invisible, and our pet gains swiftness. Knockback, closer they are, the farther they get knocked back. And barrage, dark arrow, the hail of arrows that cripple. And then for Amulet, we got Carrion, obviously, for power, vitality, condition damage, because mainly we're looking at these guys for the condition damage. Afflicted for condition damage, poison duration, bleeding duration, condition duration, and then create a death nova at the foe's location upon their defeat. And then for both, we've got agony and venom, so bleeding duration increase and poison duration increase. So, like I said, I know it's I haven't done something like, I've done like conditions, but this is mainly strictly for points. Like I said, these can easily be triggered offensively, but the main idea hopefully is going to be defensively, like place these in a point, and then you know, somebody comes up to the point, like we can kind of keep an eye on points and like our mid home at least, and then that way when they run to our home, we can be there. When the traps are triggered, we can just try and barrage them with as many arrows as quickly as possible to try and kill them and then recapture the point. But obviously, if we're fighting on point, these are going to be just as effective because the conditions hopefully will do good enough job damage of dealing damage. So that's the idea of this build. And I'm going to try and do this build with the other ones at some point. The other Ranger Elite Specializations. But for now, I'm going to do this one, and the next one will be something a little different. I want to try and make sure that I'm not doing the same thing, because as much as I want to do like all trap point builds, I want to make sure that I'm doing something different, because I know the Elementalist videos, every one of the 4 was all healing, which was awesome because they were all really good, but I want to do something different, so I'll make sure I'm doing that for all the other videos that I've got planned, and you guys can see those, good amount of those in the video I just put up, which is the Guild Wars 2 future Guild Wars 2 future builds for the channel, which basically kind of me going over kind of some of the builds I have that I have planned next for the channel, with all the classes, at least specializations, and then the name of the build. So hopefully you guys are excited to see those. But this is the first one, which is a Ranger point build. And then like I said, I'm gonna try and do a bunch this weekend, but I'm only gonna schedule one for a day, just because depending on how my week goes, I might not be able to get play as much. So I just want to make sure I've got something at least each night for you guys to enjoy. So we're definitely gonna start with game 1 here. And this is a good map to watch for Archway, but then run back to. That's why I grabbed the sword for the leap, and then the Call the Wind Wild for the swiftness. So we'll have a lot of movement, which will be necessary for points. We can even go to far too, because especially if they go to far, we can kind of sit there and wait for them to come back, and then just kind of pick them off as they get near the point. We want the traps to trigger first, and then run up and do everything. So I'm definitely going to trigger Call the Wild first, with teammates around.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs. An enemy ship is pulling into the harbor. It's the Capricorn.
Don't think twice before trying to come over here. I'll try and run to mid as fast as possible.
The dock's been captured.
Nice thing is they don't take very long to recharge,
Taken the bazaar from you.
so you can redo it as needed.
I chose lost the dock. Your enemy took the archway.
That worked really well, actually.
Through.
Lost mid. Alright.
Eat my dust.
Oh crap.
Be ready to give the signal.
Oh crap.
Return fire once the cannons are loaded.
I tried. I really did. I really did. There's 3 of them though.
Cannons loaded. Ring the bell to signal them to fire.
Kill rising.
Blue team ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
Oh come on, really? Oh come on. Are you kidding me?
Hurts, doesn't it?
You've taken the archway.
Dang it! So close to being down.
Help me, please.
Your enemy took the archway.
Eat my dust.
I mean, like I said, the traps are really good offensively too. They definitely don't need to be just 100% defensive. They work good offensively. The main idea is to guard points, and probably running to far would probably be a better play for me than just trying to camp them out on home.
The dock's been captured. Be ready to give the signal and return fire once the cannons are loaded.
Can't breathe.
Cannons loaded. Ring the bell to signal them to fire. The bazaar is yours.
Come on.
Head down.
Come on.
You can't keep a good man. Take that. I chose you.
Nope.
They've taken
Dang
the
it.
baton from you.
Was able to like, take like 2 of them down though. It is a decent build. It's not half bad. I mean, there's probably a lot of things I could do better with it, but overall, like the offensive capability is pretty good. And that's game.
Blue team ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
Shoot. I feel like it definitely is good. It's like it's weird because it's I say point and I'm trying to make it like a defensive thing, but it almost works better offensively, especially on like maps like that, especially if you can hit multiple people with them. A number of conditions that are on them can do a lot. You have the Entangle, which traps them. I like to drop the Entangle, and then if they're stuck, drop the traps on them because they're not going to be able to get away. You have the Fear with the Wolf. You have the Daze with the Moa. You've got the Barrage. You got the Knockback. So you have ways to basically kind of prevent them from getting rid of those conditions or keep them in a spot you need. And then you've got ways to move around the map with the Sword and the Warhorn. So overall, I feel like it was good for a first game. One thing I might try this game more often is trying to go far to decap, put them on points, and then maybe try and keep an eye on far. Hopefully we can hold our home, because maybe if I can keep that, that'll work better. We'll see though how it works, but for sure, like, especially if you get offensively in there, I mean, I know the burning's not a lot, but it's 5 pulses, which can add up. The snakes, which is a nice thing, is he's unblockable too, by the way. You can dodge them, but you can't block them. So like a warrior block or all those things would be useful. You got the poison, which is nice, which the combo fields are good too. Because you can get these triggers and it basically makes your arrow whatever. So you can have a poison fire arrow that hits an enemy, and then they get an extra stack of each of those. Then you got your launch, which the bleeds for it's okay, but the idea is that they get knocked up, and then the flame hopefully triggers more often along with the poison. You said your Entangle's there to try and keep them, which allows you to place the traps underneath of them to destroy hopefully get them down. But yeah, it worked good. Yeah, that was better than I actually thought it was gonna be. More offensive, which I mean, I didn't say defensive point. It's the idea, but the idea is point. But it seemed to work really good, offensively. So we'll see if that works again, next game. Yeah, no, it definitely worked good. I'm really trying to win these games too. It's not like I'm just trying to, yeah, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 losses to 1 win. So my rating is definitely not going to be that good. But again, I'm more just trying to show you guys, trying to come up with new builds and stuff. Because again, there's so much you can do with this game. Which is exciting, which is awesome, but also it's kind of frustrating. It's like, I'm very competitive, but also it is fun to come up with new builds and see what works and what doesn't and stuff. And I've gotten some builds from people, which is awesome, and it's kind of fun to kind of, you know, my opinion on it, because I know I've done builds and thought they're good, and then I get comments. Not, I guess they're more just things to look out for, or maybe things that you should look like change up. Have the same idea, maybe it's a little more effective than what I originally had. So it's kind of stuff like that that's cool that's kind of fun. Is I do a build or I get somebody's build and I kind of how it worked for me, maybe my thoughts on it, maybe some different things that I might try, but I usually don't try and critique too much because I just awesome to try other people's builds. So okay, we'll see how this game goes. We'll see. It's a wolf. It's exciting though. Hopefully we can get hopefully we can find a game here. That'd be quite nice. All right. And then I'm gonna try and get a few. Like I said, try and get more done tomorrow. But I'm only gonna try and have one a day. So this will be Sunday's video, and then whatever the next couple will be the next few days. So, but hopefully you guys are enjoying these. I'm trying my best to come up with new builds and stuff. And I know some of them might be similar to ones I've done, and I guess I am trying to change them up. But when it's like some of the skill builds I did where it's like 2 sets of 3 sets, usually 2 sets. I did a couple 3 sets, mostly 2s. Oh, I did the skill builds, which is combine 2 sets of types of skills and trying to make a build out of it. Sometimes they ended up coming very close to a build I've done already. So I know it's kind of, I guess, maybe similar, but these builds I'm trying to do are more oriented on a theme instead of the skill build is going, oh, let's try this skill type, and this skill type, and see what happens. So I think these are working a lot better because I work towards a common theme instead of just going, let's see if this and this work, and usually not so much. Some did, but more than not, it did not work that well. So. Alright, here we go with game number 2. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna try fire. I'm gonna start with fire and see how that goes. So I got my sword.
Strong.
This is only in combat. Oh, dang it. It'd been nice if that wasn't combat. Alrighty. If I can win far, that'd be good. But I also want to see how it does when I get to a point late. This opening might be rough, but I'm curious to see how it does when I get to a point late and someone else is set up already.
The match starts soon.
Again, the experimenting thing that's fun to do with this game.
Refreshing.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs. You've lost Lion. You've captured Dragon.
That sounds about right. That worked good. Looks like they got mid.
Captured lion.
So that's good. Okay.
Bring that one down.
Eat my dust.
You've lost dragon.
To kill rising. I chose you.
You've captured the field.
Overbite. Kill rising.
The Colosseum's artifacts are accruing power.
Ah, shoot.
You've captured dragon. Bring that one down.
Okay. This is working good.
The artifacts have reached maximum
I haven't
power.
even tried the new pets yet.
You've captured lion.
Oh, come on.
Lost dragon.
Eat my dust.
Red team has obtained an artifact.
Not now. Not now.
Oh, nice shot.
Armored up. Eat my dust. Strong. Refreshing.
maximum power. You've lost life.
Yep, I'm going.
You've captured the field.
Oh my god. This is so good.
You've captured dragon.
Like, even offensively, this thing is insane. I've got, like, as I play these builds, though, like, definitely more ideas
Refreshing.
are popping into my head, for sure. Like, I could definitely make, like, a trap build, like a, even more, like a conditioned trap build, or something like that. That just, sorry,
I've got the target.
is just conditions, like, playing with, like, a short bow. And just trapping, because if, especially, like, you already place a lot of conditions. If you just replace the longbow with a short bow, I think that'd be kind of insane.
You've lost life.
There, let's do this.
Armored up. Heal once. Strong.
Your team is victorious.
Holy cow. That
Colosseum's artifacts are accruing power.
literally was like so. Oh, I don't like that was so good. That second game was so good. I was able to take on, I one, but like it was so offensive. Like that entangle and then dropping the traps under them as they're entangled is so good. And then if you place the traps, they get the conditions. You just keep messing with them with knockdowns, knockbacks, fears, and all that stuff. You had the daze, you've got more conditions, the evade, the hawks. You had that seems so well rounded that it seemed like I could take on 2 at a time because the traps take, most 12 seconds to recharge. If you place them, they get triggered. You can immediately place them again, which just redoes the whole thing. So overall, I think that was the first game was not good, but that second game was amazing. So I think it's a great build if it could continually pull off what it looked like in the second game. I think that's a good description. But yeah, as soon as you can place traps, they get triggered, place them again. You have entangle if you can entangle them, because again, these 4 skills are unblockable, by the way, which is insane. But if you're playing against a warrior and they're trying to block, well, they can't block them. You entangle them, they have to destroy the vines to get out. You place the traps underneath them, they get stuck with those conditions on them. This 5 stacks of burning, poison's insane. The launch, again, interrupts what they're trying to do. You have, like I said, you got the sword. This is more for the movement. But you also have conditions here. You have the daze with the swiftness as well. You got the ranged attack, the sting, recharge of monarch sleep, which does the serpent strike. Excuse me. Then you got your knockback arrows, so they get hit with the conditions, knock them back. and then you can place your traps again. Gives you a couple seconds to place the traps, which then retrigger again. You got the rapid fire, barrage, the howl to fear them away. You've got the moa to daze them, and you got condition damage increases, longbows enhanced. Yes, there's a way to do sword skills, but the bleeding from it probably actually didn't make a difference. The sword thing probably would have been better. If you're playing with like a short bow, that probably would be good, but I probably could have done Strider's Defense would probably be a good option for this. But overall, I think this is a great build. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the build and the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. Take care, have a great rest of your night, guys, and I'll catch you in the